So this is your fourth chapter, children. Log on to Animate CC. All right. So in this chapter, before starting how this Animate will help us to create the animations, first let us understand what is Animate. Okay, so Animate is a powerful animation package developed by Adobe Systems. All right, so the creator of this particular software is Adobe Systems company, and then Animate is extremely useful for developing highly interactive websites, online advertisements, computer games, and the contents of various mobile devices. Now, these are the application areas of this particular software. Okay, so children, animate or animations. So, animation is basically a procedure where something will be moving. All right, I have told you before also, I gave you example of your flip book. In flip book, what happens, the page changes and the image also changes. And when we are watching in the series that flip book, what happens is the objects in these pages appear to be moving. The same is the case of your animation. Okay, so in animations also, there are various frames in which we are going to draw the objects, we are going to put the objects, and then when we will play the whole thing, it will appear to be moving. Okay, so animations are created with the help of Animate. Animate is a software package created by Adobe Systems. So this is the overview of your Animate CC. Okay, CC is just the version that is there. Okay, so it's not like Animate CC is something really very new. All right, Animate the software package like we have MS Office 2007, 2010, 13, MS Office 2016 also we have. Okay, so that means these are the various versions. So CC is another version of your Animate software only. Okay, so Animate, like we have ABCD, we have 2000 series, like the same way we have Animate CC as the latest version of your Animate software package. Okay, so now to after installation, to open any software, what we have to do, beta, we will always click on the start menu, then we'll click on the all programs, and then Adobe Animate CC we have to select in order to open this particular software. And in Adobe Animate CC also, we have to click on Action Script 3.0, and then you have to click on Create New. Okay, so this is the whole procedure of creating a new animation or Animate CC package. Okay, so this only you have to learn from this part. Next is beta the workspace of your Animate CC. In this, we are going to learn the different categories of the different parts of your workspace environment of Animate CC. Stage, as the name is telling, it will be something where you will be performing, you will be, the animations will be playing. So beta stage is the drawing board also, where we are going to create the graphics animations and we are going to make the modifications too. It is white in color, you have to read this from the book as well. Okay, and the by default dimensions of your stage I have written here on the screen as well. That is 550 by 400 is the default stage size, that can be changed also. Next is beta menu will provide control over the common functions like closing, saving of a document. Some other features like copying, pasting, calling up specific panels, okay, controlling over Animate environment can be seen under your menu options. In every software, we have menu bar. Okay. Next is children tools panel. I have told you before also, tools panel is divided into four further sections. First is the tool section itself. Second is the view section, in which you are going to get different options for viewing the animated objects. Third is bit a color section, in which you are going to get the colors, swatches panel, colors panel for different categories. And then last is the options section. So whatever tool you have selected in this tool section, all the other options which are linked with that particular tool will appear in this particular section. So in your whole tools panel, which is in vertical shape, there will be 3 lines making 4 sections, and these 4 sections. Next is timeline. Timeline is a rectangular window that is present at the bottom of the stage. It is the area where one controls the sequencing and timing of graphics and other elements of a movie. That means it will be containing some kind of areas where you are going to put the animations. Okay, and this is the area where you will see that whenever you are playing something, the frames are changing here only in the timeline. Okay, and the area where it is located, it is just below your stage. Next is beta frames. Frame is what? Frames are basically the area or the little rectangular cells, like in your MS Excel also beta. We are going to put everything where we will put everything. We will put in, we are going to put the data in the cells. So here we have the frames, and in frames we are going to, what we are going to do beta, in these frames we are going to put the images, and these images, what will happen to these images will be played once we are playing the animation. Okay, now let us discuss the keyframe. So beta, keyframe and frame, any frame which is under changes. Keyframes are basically the special types of frames where we define some change to an object properties. All right, so any frame which is containing something, and I'm going to change the property of that particular frame, that frame is known as keyframe. So any frame which is under changes is known as frame. So frame is in the shape of your rectangle, like the way I'm drawing on your screen. Okay, and keyframe will be just like your frame only. It's just that its identification, there will be a black dot in the center of your keyframe. All right, so in frames it's just a frame only. It's just that the contents are getting changed in this particular area, so it will be marked as a black dot in the center. Next is beta your layers. Layers are the transparent sheets. It's like the different sheets. Like supposedly you have to draw a scenery where you have mountains, you have a lake, you have a person also, a human being. So these 3 items, rather than putting in one place only, you will draw these on various sheets. So once you are done with the mountains, next lake you will define in the next layer, so that while you are defining the properties of your layer, you are drawing it, there should not be any change in the mountains. Okay, so your mountains are done, it is fixed. So to make these kind of changes, so to make everything in proper place, these layers are used, and these are stacked on one another, each containing a different image that is going to appear on the stage. Playhead. Playhead is actually the indicator. When we are playing something, it will indicate that right now which frame is getting played. Okay, and it moves from left to right as soon as the frames are getting played. Okay, next is beta property inspector. Property inspector is a panel that displays the properties of the selected object. That means, like, if you have selected an object, if you have selected any symbol, any text, so all the related properties will be displayed in your property inspector panel only. All right, so this is something regarding your animate workspace. Now let us discuss what is the frame rate. Okay, when you are setting the document properties, we have learned it previously also. So in the document properties, we are going to change the by default settings of your animate CC. Like you can change the default size of your stage as well. Okay, you can change the frame rate. Now what is this frame rate exactly? Frame rate is beta, how many frames will be displayed in a particular time is known as frame rate. So that means like I'm saying 24 seconds or like 20 seconds time I'm giving. So in this 20-second time, how many frames will be displayed. All right. So this is known as your frames per time, or this is known as your frame rate. By default, it is 24 FPS. FPS is the unit of frame rate. It is known as frames per second. By default it is 24 frames, so that means how quick will it be, that in 1 second 24 frames are getting read by the playhead. Okay, so that means if I'm saying 20 seconds time, so 20 into 24, okay, these many frames will be changed in your 20 seconds. All right, but you can change the default settings as well, as I told you in your document properties. So you can change from 0.01 to 120 FPS in frame rate box. Okay, so by default is 24, but you can change. So the upper limit is 120 and the lower limit is 0.01. Okay, FPS means beta frames per second. Next heading is how to draw an object and group outline with fill. All right. So in this, I have told you the procedure in the last class. I'm telling you the zest of that procedure. First is select pencil tool for drawing. Okay, so here I have mentioned that you have to use which tool for which purpose. Okay, so for drawing an object, first of all you have to select a pencil tool in order to draw the outline. Then to fill in the color you have to choose the paint bucket tool. Then in order to group those objects, like in your book it is given that a tree trunk is there and the upper green part is also there. In order to just make them stand in a vertical line, what you will do, first you will use the selection tool in order to select those two things. Then you are going to use the shortcut key Control plus G in order to group those two things together, children. And Control plus Shift plus G is used for ungrouping the objects. Is it clear? Now I have told you beta that you have to select a pencil tool for drawing. Then you have to use paint bucket tool in order to put the paint inside the outline. And then in order to make them as one whole object, you have to select with the help of selection tool. Then Control plus G is used for grouping, and Control Shift G is used for ungrouping. That can be used later. Okay, but you have to learn it here only, both the shortcut keys. So next is, after you have done the grouping, next is beta applying gradient fill. Okay, gradients. What are these gradients? A gradient is a multicolored fill in which one color gradually changes into another color. Okay, so it happens, for example, you have a jeans pant. Okay, in that you might have noticed that if it is of blue color, there are some washes in between, maybe of the greenish, of the lighter tone, or maybe if the color of your whole pant is lighter, then darker tone shading. Okay, so that means two colors are getting mixed without the boundaries. And another example, very good example, is your rainbow. There we have seven colors all together without any boundary, without any precision. Okay, they all are together. So that is a gradient, when one color gradually mixes into another color, right? So for this, when you have to apply this in your object, what you have to do, children, first you have to select a tool, that is selection tool, and then you have to ungroup the object. And as I told you in the previous slide, for ungrouping you have to use Control Shift G. Okay, so first you have to ungroup. Okay, and then you have to select the paint bucket tool and choose the gradient. There are various gradients that are already available in your Animate CC, but if you are not satisfied with that particular gradient that is already available, you can create a new gradient as well. That means you can create your own shaded part, create mix and match of two or three colors yourself also. And how to do that we'll learn in the next slide. So when you have to create a new gradient, first of all, there are two types of gradients that you can create. Number one, that is linear gradient, and number two, that is radial gradient. So linear gradient is in which the color will change from the starting point to the ending point in a straight line. Okay, that means it will be in the x-axis, horizontal axis, or the linear axis. All right, but in the radial, radius or radial, these kind of terms are related when we are talking about the circle or the circular movement, right? So you should always remember, linear means it will be along x-axis, all right, and radial means it will be in the form of a circle. So the radial gradient will change the color in a circular outward direction starting from the focal point. So focal point somewhere in the center or anywhere wherever is the focal point. So there will be a change in color when you are going in the outward direction in circle. All right. So these are the two types of gradients that can be created in your animate CC. All right. Next is beta modifying a linear gradient. So when you have to modify a particular gradient, this you have to cover from the book only. So it's just that, like, imagine that you have inserted a shape in your MS Word. Okay, please try to do that. When you will insert a shape in your MS Word, that time you will see there is this rotation mark in the top of your shape. So that rotation mark will help your shape to rotate in a circular movement. So that is the same case here also in your linear gradient as well. So you just have to hold it from this circular shape, and when you will rotate it, it will get rotated. In this way, you can change your linear gradient, right? Next is beta editing objects. So editing objects, as we have done, it is on page number 45. Okay, so images you can see from there. And here I have mentioned, for editing a particular object in a particular way, what all things you need to do. So first is selecting objects. So if you have to select some objects, which tool will be used? Selection tool. If you have to transform the shape of a particular object in any shape you want to transform, then you have to use the free transform tool for this. All right. If you want to scale an object, now what is scaling, beta? Scaling means that you want to increase the size of a particular object. So for this, again, you have to use free transform tool. You can learn all these tools and these different additions that you want to editing you want to do in your objects from this slide. Okay, next is beta rotating an object. For this, you have to click on again transform tool, and then you have to click on rotate and skew. For flipping an object, what you have to do, beta, click on the transform. Then there are two types of flipping: flip vertical or flip horizontal. You can choose, and it will be applied to your object. Next editing you can do is copying an object. For this, you will click on the selection tool, then you will click on the edit and then copy. And for moving, that means you have to cut paste. For this, what you will do? Selection tool, and then there will be a four-headed arrow. Okay, so that when this four-headed arrow will appear, you can just hold your image or your object anywhere. You can drag it and you can place it. So in this way, that object will be moved. Okay, so these all things you have to learn in editing objects, that which tool, how you are going to apply the changes. Next is, children, when you have to import graphics. Okay, so it is given on page number 47 in your book. So when you have to import graphics into your Animate CC, first you have to click on the file, then you have to click on import, and then import to stage. All right, so when you will click on import to stage, it will open up a window. Then you can browse it from your system, whatever you have saved, and then you can include it into your Animate CC workspace. All right, as simple as that. So this whole procedure only you have to learn, which I have written over here: file, then import, and import to stage. All right, next is, children, we are going to learn animations in Animate. Okay, so I'll be telling you the two types of animations that can be created using this Animate CC software. All right, so first is, children, frame by frame, and second one is twinned. Again, this part is page number 47 in your book. Okay, please put a tick mark over here that you have to learn this. In frame by frame animation, we create image in every frame. So as soon as the playhead will move from left to right, each frame will display its own image. All right, so this is known as the name is only telling, that frame by frame animation. Next is twinned animation. In this, what happens is that we are going to create only the starting and the ending keyframes, okay? And Animate CC itself is going to create some kind of animation or the motion between the frames. All right. So in the tweened animation, Animate will itself create the motion effects in for the in between frames. We just have to start the keyframe, and then we have to specify the ending keyframe, and then everything will be done by the Animate CC itself. All right. So these are the two of animations. All right. Next is, children, tint twinning. Okay, now what is this tint twinning? It is given on page number 47. Tint twinning is used to change the color of an object. Tint. You might have heard this word in somewhere in the form of colors, where we are discussing the colors. No, so tint is basically related, synonymous to color. All right. So when you have to change the color of an object while it is animating, you might have noticed there are color change emphasis effects in your PowerPoint also. When you will click on the animation, no, so when you will click on the emphasis, so there are various animations which will um, change the color of your object. So that is known as tint twinning. So when you are doing this effect in your Animate CC, it is known as tint twinning. All right. So tint effect will work only on the symbols, and it will be added to the objects that are drawn directly on the canvas of a movie. So this thing you have to learn here, that this effect will only work on the symbols. Okay, in your previous class we have learned how to convert a shape into a symbol. That you don't have to learn here, but you just have to remember that it will work. That means the change of the color will work only on the symbols, but it cannot be applied on where you have yourself drawn something on your stage. All right. So the process of this you don't have to learn, as I told you before also. All right. So now let us move to the filters only. Okay. So filters are given on page number 50 in your book, beta. Please tick mark here. Filters will allow you to add interesting visual effects to text, buttons, and movie clips. That means, like tint twinning was confined to symbols, filters can be applied to anything whatsoever it may be. Okay, so filters usually involves effects such as drop shadow, blur, glow. Okay, that means you are going to somewhere highlight your objects. All right, these effects can be easily applied using the properties panel. Now again, you don't have to learn all these steps for this. It's just that you have to learn the recap points given at the back of this chapter on page number 52, in order to brush up the concepts which I have told in this class. All right, so last topic was your tint twinning and filters. Filters will allow us to add interesting visual effects to the text, buttons, and movie clips. All right, so this was all about the Animate CC uh, workspace, basic features, document properties. Okay, then we learned about the gradients, we learned about the types of gradients if you want to create. Okay, then we learned what are the different types of animations, frame by frame and tweened. Okay, then we learned tint twinning also, and how to apply filters. So we are not going to go much deeper into this, the steps. All right, so you have to learn these tools, for what purpose you are going to use which tool. All right, so this comes to an end of this chapter. In the next chapter, we'll be discussing about the layers, how these layers are added, edited, removed, okay, renamed. So everything about the layers we are going to learn in the next chapter.